Welcome back everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is turn 3 of Game of Thrones board game. We are playing Mother of Dragons expansion. This is season 2, episode 3, and we're going to move the turn marker to turn 3. Can I get these power tokens out of the way? So let's do a quick recap of turn 2. While I finished off turn 2, did the cleanup, I re-sleeved some of the Iron Bank cards, so we'll do that Iron Bank mechanic. We added the Dragon Strength now, and we had some skirmishes in Westeros, so let's jump right into turn 3. Quick shout out again, October is going to be Dune month with the new Dune movie release. Check out Dune Revenant, the fan fiction from Pontos Fathom. You can check out in the links below. We're also going to celebrate Halloween with a Hastur Yellow Sign month, playing Eldritch Horror, Cthulhu Wars, and Cthulhu Death May Die. We'll also squeeze in a round of Resident Evil 2. Check out Necromancy of Nyarlathotep and Hermeticism of Hastur. I probably will do Cthulhu Wars, Nyarlathotep, or Crawling Chaos versus Hastur Yellow Sign, and I'm going to use the Azathoth expansion. So if you're interested in that, check that out coming up. Like and subscribe to get, and ring the bell to get notified. So let's go and let's jump into Westeros Phase. So first off, we're going to advance the Iron Bank and add a new card. This means each card that's here, we get the Siege Engines card. So now you can take loans out to get the Faceless Man or Siege Engines. Now Faceless Man is a 4 loan. Siege Engines is a 7 loan. And let's go ahead and start with the Westeros phase. So first up is supply. So supply is adjust supply track and resolve armies. So we can do that. Let's recount our supply map. So maybe we'll just start just by order here. So Targaryen, this supply is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe Targaryen is on 1, 2, 3, 4. Targaryen is now on 4, which means they can have 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. So they've got a 3 already. They've got a 2, so they're fine for supply. Next we'll go to House Lannister. Lannister has 2, 3, and that looks like it. 3 for Lannister. So let's make sure Lannister is on 3, so fair enough. Just clear these out, the ones that we haven't done yet. Next we'll go to Baratheon. House Baratheon has got 1, 2, 2. So it looks like they are staying at 2 as well. And Army Reckoning looks fine. 2 and 2, they're covered. Next up is Stark. 1, 2, 3, 4. House Stark has moved up to 4 as well. Oh. House Stark has moved up to 4. Next one up is House Tyrell. 2, 3, they have 3, so I think they will remain the same. Next up, Greyjoy. 1, 2, 3 for Greyjoy. Greyjoy gets to move up 1 from their recent move. Next we'll have House Arn, which is 1, 2, 1, remains at 1, and they're okay. 2, they are not okay. They need to reconcile an army, so they have a 3 and a 2, so they can just move it like this. 3 and a 2. That's fine. Okay. They have 3 and a 2 and a 1. Okay, so they're fine. Next is House Martell. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 3. They stay at 3 as well. Okay, so supplies and armies have been reconciled. I think I did that right. So looks good. So also no wilding advancement on this card. So let's move to the card 2 of Westeros Phase. It says winter is coming. Immediately shuffle this deck, then draw and resolve a new card. Okay. So we'll take the cards off the bottom, shuffle these in, do a quick shuffle of these cards, and then it says Dark Wings, Dark Words. The holder of the Messenger Raven token chooses whether A, everyone bids on the 3 influence tracks, B, everyone collects 1 power token for every power icon on the area they control, or this card has no effect. And we also have to just advance the wilding token. So we'll advance the wilding 1. We will also get 1 token each. I think that's the best way, right? Oh no, for every power token they have each, so we have to go and calculate each one. So let's go through. Again, I'm just going to do it in the order of how I've got them laid out here. So 1. Right, 1. They will get 1 House Targaryen. House Lannister has 1, 2, and the printed one on the board 3. Lannister gets 3. So we're starting to accumulate some power tokens in all of our houses. So this will be some spending going on, especially if we have a mustering phase. Hopefully a mustering phase comes soon for some of the houses. Here we've got 1, 2, 3. So 3 for Baratheon. And next is Stark. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Stark. 1, 2. I think Stark had spent some to win, or maybe that was Greyjoy last time. So it's paying off for them. And Stark definitely has done some advancing and has placed a few tokens where they advanced. So definitely pays off in these kind of Westeros Phase cards where you get to have the power tokens. Tyrion is 1, 2. 2 for Tyrion. I think Greyjoy seems to have spent the most power tokens. Greyjoy. 1, 2. And finally, and Martell. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have resolved the Dark Wings, Dark Words. Let's go on to the 3rd card of Westeros Phase, which is Web of Lies. Support orders cannot be played during the planning phase. I think we did this one last time, so we must have got the same. Yeah. Oh, the last time it was defense orders. Now it's Web of Lies. Support orders cannot be played. And we advanced the wilding track. So let's advance the wilding track. And just remember that we cannot play support orders. Any support orders played, they are ignored. And last card. It says, Fire Made Flesh, the Reach. The Targaryen player may either destroy 1 dragon to move any dragon strength token from round track to the dragon strength box, or B, place a destroyed dragon in their home area if able. May. So we may either do these. Place a destroyed dragon in their house area, or destroy one dragon to move a dragon strength token from the round strength box. Well, I don't think I want to do either of those. So it's like the idea is you kill it, like a dragon dies early, but you get to have the other dragons get stronger. I don't think I need to do that yet. It's still early in the game, but I will go ahead and put my token in the reach. I think I'll put my loyalty token in the reach. So I've got those over here. And we can place this here. Okay, so now we got the 2 loyalty tokens. So that is going to be the end of Westeros Phase. Once again, the holder of the Raven. That's the planning phase, sorry. So Westeros cards have been resolved. Wilding track has been advanced. I will move these. I'll leave these here for now, I guess, because we just have to remember Web of Lies. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and begin planning phase, and we'll assign the orders. So let's see, we'll start out with Baratheon by influence track. So Baratheon, will go first. Just looking for a +1 movement mustering. I suppose I'll put this here. I can put this one here. I will put this one here. And it seems like this can happen without much impact. So I'm going to put this one up here. Okay, so Baratheon has gone. I think that they will try to do some attacks from Baratheon's side. Let's go check out. Obviously, we would rotate these turn by turn, but I'm just going to do it in batch mode here because it's just me. So let's go ahead with Lannister next. Lannister will so let's give them this. Okay, yeah, so I think we'll have maybe Lannister's strategy will be expansion a bit, but also try to consolidate where they can. And then perhaps defending the areas that they already have. And with some support. And maybe use that strategically as well. So a little bit of support, a little bit of attack, a little bit of raid. Oh, support cannot work this round. Okay, fair enough. Okay, next one is going to be House Stark. So House Stark, again, they've been aggressive, but now their troops are sort of wearing thin. Let's have them go this way. Maybe they'll go on that. And then I will also have this one and this one. And lastly, this one. So try those. And lastly, we have this one. Okay. Maybe we'll just do it. This is, gotta remember, this is House Stark that's really House Bolton. So we want to make them in character for House Bolton, which is an odd house, right? Because in some ways, House Bolton has got that old Tyrion Lannister style, right? The older, you know, the older generation of Westeros. But then they have that Ramsay Bolton, which is more like this mad new generation. You know, it seems like all of the younger generation in Game of Thrones is kind of affected by this madness, like Ramsay and like Cersei, and even Daenerys, and even Jon in some ways. But yeah, what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. And lastly, we'll wrap up with sort of our vassals. Greyjoy, Tyrell, and Arryn, kind of a weird house, right? So let's put this here. And then finally is Martell in the south. Martell in the south. Kind of playing that a little bit like a AI. Just go with the draw. Okay, so planning phase, assign orders is done. Let's reveal orders. So just going to go, oh, I didn't do Targaryen, sorry. Did not do Targaryen. So let's start with them. And okay. All right, looks like we're good. So we have moved, we've set everyone up. Let's do the reveal now. So now I'll go through and reveal. The reveal phase, the planning phase, the reveal, and then the execution order is interesting in Game of Thrones. Right? It's like I like the way you do the raid orders first. You get to cancel some things out. Then we do our mustering, our marching orders. I mean, and the combat gets resolved, and then finally whatever is left gets to consolidate. Right. So I think that's kind of a cool mechanism. I know that there are some tokens here from the Mother of Expansion deck. If you see these, they're sea support versus land support, but I'm kind of using them. You know, if they pop up the wrong one, it's just because I've grabbed the wrong one. So, but yeah, that's definitely something to keep track of in the real play. So, this is a perfect example of something that I'm learning as I walk through this. Right, as you walk through the game, you should say, oh yeah, pay attention to the importance of making sure you use the right tokens in your mustering phase. And I think if there's mistakes, I don't know how you guys will play in your games, but if people make mistakes, like for example, people playing support orders with Web of Lies, they almost get cleared out right away, right? So lots of raid orders going on. So let's see how they resolve. So we resolve the raid orders, and I believe we have to do in turn order. So does Baratheon have a raid? Yes, they have a raid, but it doesn't impact this marching order, so their raid order just kind of goes. Next we'll look at Lannister. Lannister has a raid order on Greyjoy, and that gets pulled. Next up is Stark has a raid order. Let's say here. Let's have them take this raid order, consolidate power, right? Then we'll say next up is House Martell. They have a raid order, canceling out this one. Next is House Greyjoy. They have a raid order, but that's a marching order, so this one gets canceled. Next is Arryn. They have a raid order against a raid order, so this raid order gets canceled. Next we have Martell. Again, raid order just canceled. Any other raid orders? Yes, there's a raid order here, gets canceled because that's a marching order. And I think that is all the raid orders. So raid phase is done. Let's move into the reconcile the marching orders in combat. So once again, marching orders. We have the first one that we come up to is Lannister has a marching order. Lannister. This one is here. I believe this one is here. Oh, that was a raid order here. This one. An extra token here. Oh no, this is Greyjoy. Okay, sorry. This is Greyjoy. This is Lannister. No marching order. Let's go and see Baratheon, Lannister, Greyjoy. Sorry, Stark. Stark will move into here. So we'll resolve that combat. Let's resolve this one. So it's in the Carnhold between House Stark and House Baratheon. So let's kind of see what we can do here. Okay, so right now the count is at it's -1, so they have -1 here, but it's 3 to -1, and it's if we reveal the cards, House Stark has a Walder Frey, and they have Sir Davos, so as a +1. So unfortunately, they have to retreat. Oh, actually, this I did this wrong. This combat doesn't happen. Sorry. Let's put this back. Actually, this goes here. Baratheon did have attacks. So when it was Baratheon's turn, they're at the top of the thing. I'll have them muster to Castle Black, and they will leave behind a token here. So they did have a army to move, but we can say that now House Stark attacks them here instead. So now they don't have that -1. We can still go back to, so I forgot that Baratheon had some marching orders. So when Baratheon gets to go first, they would have marched there, and then Stark's turn happens as usual. So now they'll have, it's 3 versus 1, 3, 4, 4 versus 2. So they need to retreat back, and they lost this one. So House Stark is now at Castle Black, and these can go in the discard. So first combat is resolved. It was confusing, but I caught the error. So let's go from Stark now to Tyrell. House Tyrell is going to march from the Dornish marches into the Boneway. And they have 2 versus the 1. And let's see who is against whom. So we have Nimmerla Sand versus Paxton Redwine. So So they get a +1, 2, 3 versus 1. So they must retreat from. They must retreat from. But do they get the city strength as well? I think they do. No, I think that House Tyrell must retreat back because they have this stronghold here. So, or perhaps I'm not going to play that. Yeah, I think that city fortress still plays here. So guys, let me know. I will have them retreat from this one, and I will discard these. They also need to lose an army because they have the defensive. So actually, they will lose this token in the defeat. So let's go with that. Next round, resolving more combats, is Tyrell. Let's have these ships attack out into the sea, and they will have +1 versus Targaryen's 3 +1. So we have 3 versus 4 on the sea here, and let us take a look at who would play. So we'll play this one versus this one. So we have Anna Wainward for House Arryn and Ser Jorah Mormont for House Targaryen. So Ser Jorah gives +2, so they have 3, 4, 5, 6. If you win this combat, you and other players who support you gain 3 power tokens. Well, no one's supporting here, and they are going to have to retreat back to, I guess they would retreat here, and that is that, so we can move them out. So they've retreated out. And then resolving any other combats, support out. We have House Greyjoy can attack this lone Lannister with +1. So let's have them resolve. So House Greyjoy. We can have Greyjoy versus Lannister. Greyjoy versus Lannister. So we have Greyjoy, Roderick the Reader versus Sir Ilyn Payne. We can also reshuffle our deck, and if you win the opponent, if you win this combat, you may destroy one of your opponent's footmen in the area. Okay, so it's Greyjoy is going to win this one. So Greyjoy wins. This can retreat back. But then it says, if you win, you can shuffle the remaining cards. So they get to shuffle one of the decks. Let's have them shuffle this Westeros deck. Look down, look through the cards. We can look through the cards. Okay, so he'll put the Throne of Blades on the top, and that's a bonus for Greyjoy. So, and then we can discard these. Okay, and that would clear out these as well. We have an attack here from House Stark, can move in against Greyjoy. So they have +1 to 1. House Stark, just move these out so I can get to things. House Stark, House Greyjoy. So it's 2 to 1, 4 to 5. So it looks like Stark gets this one against Asha Greyjoy. She also has a castle there. So this is actually removed from the board. No, it's not removed. They have to retreat. So they can retreat down to Seaguard, which is their retreat area. And we've gained the Grey Water Watch for House Stark. Any other combats here to resolve? This is cleared. Okay, I can do this Baratheon attack. Baratheon, with 2 armies, have a +1 attack into the Kingswood. So from King's Landing to Kingswood, it's 3-1. Baratheon versus... Lannister versus Baratheon, sorry. Lannister versus... So we have Davin Lannister with a sword and the Bastard of Night Song with the tower. So again, it's 5-3, causing the forces, because there's a sword and there's a defense, they can cancel, so they retreat. This is now lost back to the power token, and they've lost this area to House Lannister. And Lannister can leave behind in King's Landing their token as they advance. And then we can clear this combat out, and I believe this raid is done. The last combat here. Okay, we have 2 things that we can do still. So I think what I will do, House Targaryen has a combat. They will move their dragons with 2 move orders to this Blackwater. And they can have an army of 3 for sure. And we will trash these, and they will leave behind 2 tokens for these areas. So they still have those areas as controlled by House Targaryen. And that is that move order. So we have the dragons on the move. And lastly, in an attack against from Baratheon to Targaryen, we have 3-3. So Targaryen can move and Baratheon, just move this out one moment so you can get to the cards. Who's left here for Baratheon? Okay. So we have a battle here, Baratheon versus Targaryen. It's 3. We have Dario Norris on the ships for 3 with a sword. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 7 Stannis Baratheon. Whoa, Stannis Baratheon comes in and routs the fleet of Daenerys back to Essos. Interesting, very interesting. So that was kind of cool. Okay, so that played well for House Baratheon. And let's just do consolidate. And this can come off and clean up. So we have, let's go through the, I'll just go through them quickly here. House Targaryen, House Lannister has 2 of these tokens. House Lannister, House Baratheon. It's going to be a huge cleanup this turn. House Baratheon 1. House Baratheon. One. 2. No, that's House. There's 1. Not looking good for them. 1. 2. Okay, they have a second one. 2. Next is House Greyjoy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they don't have a token out, so that's fine. And House Targaryen, we've done this one. And any other of them left? House Martell with 1, 2, 3. House Martell with 3. Okay, that's going to do it for turn 3. Next will be turn 4. And it'll be exciting here on turn 4 because the dragon strength will move up to 4. Lots of activities going on. And House Stark has moved up into the north, really covering lots of land. But their forces are spread pretty thin. We need a mustering phase to happen. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next turn. Bye-bye.